So this morning I'm going to show you how to make some beautiful natural beeswax candles. So obviously the star ingredient of this is beeswax. So you can buy it in little packets from various places, different stores online, or you can go and find a beekeeper and get your own. This will cost you a fraction of the price buying it in a straw state like this. This probably would make maybe 20 candles with it, so that might cost you, a few pounds to buy. So go out there and get yourself some good beeswax, or buy it online if you're in a hurry. Next thing you've really got to think about then is get some wicks. You can get different length ones here. So these, depending on what size jars you've got, stick them at the bottom here, and away you go. Really cheap to buy. Some little sticky pads here. These can go at the bottom here. So when you put your wick in, put the sticky pads on here, stick them in there. And I'll show you in a minute, and that works really well. Another thing that's really useful to have is because as the wax starts to cool down, it contracts. So having like a little support on here to hold it up is really good. Otherwise it moves around as it's kind of going solid. Or you could just use things like kind of a lollipop stick as another option there, cheap option to use, which I've used before. Hold it in the middle. That means it's not going to kind of sink. So that's really good to have. And the last thing I guess really is, what do you want to put it on? I really like glass jars because it means you get lots of light from there. They look beautiful, so you can find all different sizes really. We kind of scoured the charity stores for the last few weeks just looking for different size ones. Fancy glittery ones as well, and just general nice, simple, these are pretty cheap to buy, particularly in here from charity stores, so that's a great way to buy them. And then when you've got all that, you're then going to have to look at what kind of essential oils you might want to use. Yeah, so we've got a whole range of them here, from oranges and grapefruits and vanillas, lemon balm, all kinds of different essential oils that you would like to use and get that beautiful fragrance through your house. So I'll be back in a second. So really the next stage in all this is how do you take this big lump of beeswax and make it into a liquid? So the safest way of doing it really is to put some boiling water into a saucepan, put it on a very gentle simmer so it's kind of staying warm there. Put your beeswax in here, and this will gently then melt the wax down, and in say 25 minutes you'll have beautiful liquid beeswax ready to put in your essential oils, and away you go. So this is the safest way to do it. I mean, you can buy commercial melting pots, but really if you've got a saucepan and you've got some kind of a Pyrex jug, this is perfect. I mean, just be careful. Obviously there's a flammable point for beeswax, so by doing it in boiling water, it's not going to go above 100 degrees C. So the melting point for beeswax is around about 80 degrees C. So you're in a really good safe range there for doing it. So that's the process. So I'm going to go and cut some beeswax up, put it in here, get it melting, and I'll show you the process of how we all put things together, put the wicks in, how much essential oils we put in there, and how to support the wick. So be back in a bit on this one. So thanks to while the wax is melting on the stove top there, you can make up a few, get your wicks in there. So basically all you got to do on here is take your sticky pad off, put these roughly in the center on there, take the backing off and here, and then kind of carefully position, this is really important, as central to the glass, and there, that's good. And then give it a little push down so it's not going to come off, and just do a whole set of those so you're kind of ready to go. So do another one here, got some different sizes to do as well later on. Cool. So it's the centerpiece you want to get aligned up there, not necessarily the sticky pad. Great, so there you go. So just go up and make a set of these up, however many you want to do. I'm probably going to make a few up here, a few larger ones as well, and that'll be great. And then they'll be ready to go. And then at some point then, once we're ready, I'll then take our supports, put them on here, and these just slot through on there. And then that kind of holds them central, and you can pour your wax on the side, and you've got a beautiful straight wick going through. So yeah, go ahead and make lots of those and get yourself ready. Right, so they're all kind of set up there. So wicks are stuck in there, they're nice and rigid on here now, so don't kind of move around, so ready to pour. So I've got 8 here. So if you want to, you can kind of go through and just pour some water in beforehand, put it into a measuring jar and just kind of work out what kind of volume you're going to want for these 8. But really, you know, I'm just going to kind of, I'm probably actually going to run out of wax on these, so I'll do a second lot. So I just kind of do as many as I can here. But if you want to work it out, just kind of do the volume trick. Might be back in a bit. Right, I thought I'd talk to you now, we're kind of waiting for things to melt down, a little bit about the kind of essential oils we're using here. So I'm going to go for 4 different essential oils. So oils for these ones, these ones, these ones, and these ones. So just different essential oils. So we're going to go for these 2 here. We're going to go for a sweet orange flavour. Really nice. A frankincense for these 2. And lemon balm for these 2. And then these last 2 here, vanilla. Vanilla's quite a strong one, so just bear that in mind. And quantity wise, what I would say, you could just use drops. Yes, if you want to be a little bit more exact, you can use a pipette. So they've got kind of measuring levels on here. So I'd say if you're going to be kind of the larger ones here, maybe put like 0.5 milliliters in this one here from the pipette, maybe like 0.25 in the smaller ones here. That probably equates to something like, maybe we'll say 6 drops in the larger ones and 3 in the smaller ones. But I mean, it really does depend, you know, on how strong you like your candle smelling. So I'd say that's quite a good general rule really on there, as far as like drops, or if you want to have a little measuring pipette on here, that's great to do. So anyway, those are the flavors, and I'm still waiting for the wax to melt down, so probably another kind of half an hour there, and then we can get going. Okay, that's great. So I've got enough here now, I think, to make 2 or 3 melted down. So I'll just show you. So Jesse's kind of taken out of the water here. Important thing to do while you're doing this actually is to make sure that there's no water underneath. You don't want any water dripping into this, so just dry the base of this off. I've measured out enough essential oils here, so I'm going to put those in. Now, so I'm going to go for orange first of all. So this is my orange one on here. Should smell beautiful. Okay. Do a little. Yep, that smells beautiful and orangey. So that's perfect. Give that a little shake around on there. Make sure it's all kind of combining through. And they go through, and I'm going to do the big one first, I think, on here. Okay, on there. So I reckon that's a pretty good, oh, just a little bit more in there. Okay, it's a perfect amount, so that looks good for that one. Now for the smaller one. That's perfect. Put a little bit more in that one, so I've got a little more left over. And that's great. So there you go, that's 2 of them made. Let them sit there now just to kind of solidify, and we're going to make some more. So there you go, that's the process really for them now. So put them somewhere kind of where they're going to not get moved around too much once they start to set. Okay, I'll make some more in a second. So they're the orange one, so that's a sweet orange, and really got a beautiful smell to it. It's kind of a nice one for a refreshing incense. Okay, we've got another batch here. I'm just kind of put into the jug, so I'm hoping this will do 3. We'll see where we get to on that. So I'm going to put some lemon verbena in this next one. So I'm just going to measure that out in here. There we go. So I'm going to put that in and squirt there. Another squirt. Okay, that should be about right there. Smells beautiful. Give it a little bit of a shake around just to kind of make sure it's all melted through. If you see it's kind of gone solid there, you always put it back on the, just moving it through. So if you think it's gone a little bit solid there when you've put the drops in there, just kind of give it a shake around and or even put it back on the heat again for a couple of minutes. But that seems to be really good. Right, let's pour some more then. Put a little bit more in there. Okay, that's perfect. It's actually ended up being enough for 2 there, but 2 really nice ones. So just put those somewhere out the way so I can get to the other one. So that's looking good there. So that's 4 made, and I'll do another batch now. Okay, looking good. So another batch here coming through. So we kind of got, I guess, some nice flavors here now. So we got the lemon over here, 2 orange here. This will be the vanilla. So I think let's probably do a couple more on here. Just measure out the vanilla. Again, just going to use your little pipette. So you can just measure that out. So just put that into the solution. Well, the solution into the melted wax, and give it a bit of a stir around just so as it all kind of amalgamates, and should be enough heat there to melt it through. Give it a little shake around. Beautiful. So that's the vanilla. Let's see how many of these I can do with the vanilla. If you can do it in one pour, it's often better. It kind of gets a much smoother appearance to it. Okay, that's 1. That's 2. Perfect. I've got a little bit left in here now, and probably I'm going to do a bit of a mix now. Actually, this one here, maybe this one I'll put a little bit of orange, lemon, and what in here for vanilla, and just see how that is really. I mean, it smells beautiful as it is actually. A really lovely warm smell from the vanilla. So anyway, I'll do some more in a minute. Melt some more wax down. Okay, one more here now. So this is going to be, I think we're going to put some frankincense in this one. Okay, so put frankincense in there. Well, that smells beautiful. It's an amazing smell in this room. All these different mixtures of different scents and essential oils. So again, give that a bit of a kind of a general mix around. Yeah, that's beautiful. So let's hopefully going to fill it. Well, I might not fill these 2 anyway. I'll fill this one up for sure. Okay, I think I'll stop it there, and that's enough for one more large one. Right, here we go. So this is the last one. I'll just put some frankincense in here. I'll fill that up. And there you go. So that's 8 beautiful candles made. Again, I'll give these a couple of hours, maybe even 3 hours, so they really kind of go solid and they don't sink on you. And then take off the supports on the outside. And there you go. And you can kind of cut your wicks down to, maybe we'll say, well, what's a good distance? Maybe kind of 5-8 millimeters on that, something like that. Don't want to be too long, else they'll be kind of very smoky, but beautiful. So there you go, 8 beautiful beeswax candles, all different scents, all natural, made from essential oils, made from beeswax. Fantastic for you, your friends and family to enjoy. There you go. Have fun making them.